Good morning, everybody. How are you? How's things going? Well, I got some things to talk about. First of all, I would like to know how Donald Trump figures into he can rename the Gulf of Mexico. As far as I know, that's an international body of water. We don't own it. We have no control over it. Now he's got Google calling it the Gulf of America. I don't give a fuck what you call it. Okay? It doesn't make any difference to me. You should have called it the Gulf of Texas if you were real serious about changing the name. But he's not real serious about anything. He just does stuff like that to distract you and piss everybody off and cost Americans money. It's costing over $1 million a flight to send these people home, back to their native countries right now. So that's costing the Americans money. I don't know where he's getting all this money from. I know where he wants to get it from. But we'll see. You know, there's some things that right now he's treading thin ice. People are still very complacent about things because there's so many different things going on. It's hard for people to focus on one thing and say, well, let's do that. You know, and that's what it's going to take. You have to figure out one thing, one topic, and let's go after him for that. You know. So far, in this deportations, I haven't seen in Colombia any criminals come across. Matter of fact, I got half the cartels living around here. They don't want to go to the United States. It's too risky. So they stay here. But there are many powerful gang members inside the United States. MS-13, the Latin Kings, the Bloods, the Cribs, and those are the ones I know right off the top of my head as being large and quite violent. MS-13 in particular. So you look at these things and you say, well, I don't see any of them getting deported yet. Well, that's because he's looking for peaceful deportations. He's taking people out of restaurants and stuff like that. People that work for a living, people that aren't harming anybody. They're not criminals or anything, and you can tell them, and believe me, the ICE people don't want to go up against into a gang headquarters without the army behind them. So that's the thing to take into consideration. I mean, he's not going after MS-13 or the Latin Kings. And the Latin Kings really aren't that. They're an organization. They're organized crime. They've gone beyond the street gang mentality. MS-13 is still killing people for fun, you know. So this ought to be interesting when he decides to really actually do what he said he did and remove the criminals from America. In the meantime, listen, there's a couple of dishwashing jobs opened up in the restaurant in Newark for a white person or a black person willing to work for minimum wage. 16 hours a day, you know. You let me know when you find that guy, okay? All right. What else is going on? Every person he is pissing off. Now, I know people don't like to talk about politics. I know that there's a feeling of complacency inside the United States. I have friends that are that way. I don't want to be involved. Doesn't bother me. I don't care. Well, somebody in your family is getting screwed today, so, you know. I mean, you know, I know people that make their living working in restaurants, and that's fine, but there are going to be few and far restaurant jobs available if this keeps up, because the restaurants won't be able to stay in business. you're gonna pay. So you're gonna pay. You're paying. Let's say you're buying a hamburger now in New York City. It's about $12 to $20 for a hamburger. Very expensive. You're gonna pay $30 to $40 for it if they have to go pay a white guy to wash the dishes and everything. Okay, you find a bartender or a cab driver that doesn't have an accent. They're either the best at what they do, or they're genuine. I'm not saying that they're not, white Americans who want to be cab drivers. It's just it's an expensive proposition, and I don't see a lot of people jumping at the job right now. Uber drivers, yeah, it's a different pay scale. When you work as a cab driver, you got to drive 12 hours a day, and you got to be in the right, have the right area to work in. Otherwise, you're not making any money. And you have a quota in dollars that you have to make to pay for the operation of the taxi, to pay your bills for the taxi. That medallion you got to pay off. That medallion used to cost millions of dollars, not anymore, because of Uber and Lyft and all these other people coming into the arena. What happens there is you take the person, a hard-working individual, and he loses his job. Well, that's what's happening with deportation. As far as anybody knows, the two guys they took out of that restaurant, I think it was called Oceana in Newark, they didn't do anything wrong. They were just hard-working individuals. But that's what the ICE people do. ICE people have no compassion, or they have a job to do, and I'm not going to get overly excited about that, but I am going to tell you that you now have to watch the police forces too, because he's deputizing them to do the ICE work, because he figures if a local cop gets killed in this operation, then the people will be all for it even more. That's what he wants. He wants the people to get hurt, get shot, but he doesn't want it to be federal employees. He wants it to be local people, so that they'll get the local people will get upset and start turning these people in. Well, you have to understand, if you turn in MS-13, you better get them all. Otherwise, they're going to come back, and somebody's going to die for that. That's the way they operate. They're a little bit different in their persuasion tactics than, say, Donald is. Donald thinks he's so smart. But I want to see that. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. I just want to see the confrontations that's going to happen once he starts really going after the bad people. So far, he's not doing that. The bad people he's deporting are people in jail. And people want them to stay in jail at least till they finish their sentences. Then you can deport them, because they believe they need to be punished. If you take them out and send them back, they'll be back in this country within a month. Okay? That's the thing that Trump doesn't understand. There's a network you have to stop them from getting here if you want to get rid of them. And his threats to deport them doesn't mean anything. They go home, they're heroes, they have, get laid, have a few pops of tequila or whatever, mezcal, whatever, walk back across the border. Oh, the wall's going to stop them. No, it's not. Walls don't stop people that are determined. They can go around that wall. That wall does not go out into the ocean or to the Gulf. Okay? By the time they get that wall done to where they can actually think they can protect it, you'll have 200,000 troops walking back and forth on the wall, and 100,000 people going around, because the Coast Guard's going to have to sit on either end of that border wall and extend it 12 miles out into the sea. They're going to have to put troops on the beaches, so when you're swimming, if you're at a nude beach and you see a guy standing behind you with an M4 rifle, hey, just wave, it's no big deal. privacy is going to be a thing of the past. All right. This has been going on for years. I don't remember how long this has been in effect. This goes back to the 70s. That the NSA records every conversation in the world. Just about. It's in the airwaves. Okay. And what they do is they have what they call algorithms that search it. And they search for a specific word or phrase. When that happens, that conversation is pulled out, it's printed out, it's sent to a human being who analyzes it to see if it's a true conversation, is it a legitimate conversation, or is there a hidden code or some other bullshit in it. Okay? You're not going to have privacy anymore if you think you did. You're not going to have it at work. Alright? You're going to... I don't give a fuck. I'm 79 years old. He wants to put me in jail? Fine. But let him do it himself, because I want to kick his ass all over the White House. But he, what do you call it? The algorithms don't give them the right to arrest you, but maybe they will now. I don't know. You know, they usually put those people under observation. But you're gonna lose privacy. You're gonna lose a lot of rights, and apparently people don't give a shit. I know more people say, I don't care, I'm not going to get involved, that doesn't affect me. Well, if you're ordering pot on the phone and it's not legal in your state, it's sure as hell going to start, you know, affecting your lifestyle. I'm not saying right now, I hope my other friends that are not as old or closer to the end of their life as I am, don't go around saying stupid things. What I want to see next is Democrats come up with somebody, a spokesperson, and not Kamala, please. She's not strong enough for this operation, folks. She hasn't got it for this. Go run for governor. Stay out of national politics, Camilla. You're not cut out for it, whether you think you are or not. Your supporters might think you are because you're female and black and all that stuff, and maybe you are a very intelligent individual. I guess you are. But stay out of this one. Need somebody with whether it's a male or female, we need somebody with balls to stand up to this prick's dirty tricks and everything that he's going to use. All right? And we need somebody right now to start talking, start drawing a line in the sand. And like I said, you can't fight all of this stuff. You know, you need to pick and choose your battles. You want to fight about the way immigration is being done? Fine, let's fight that battle. You want to fight about what he's doing to social services and everything else? Fine, let's fight that battle. I think that the biggest battle we fight is what he's doing to the Justice Department. I think that's where we have to start. We have to go after these corrupt Supreme Court justices who have been taking bribes for years. We have to go after the local politicians that are corrupt and what have you, and then we have to work our way up into the major government. But the problem you have there is he controls the justice system, so you have to go after the justice system. You have to make sure that well, Patel's going to probably be approved as head of the FBI, but you're going to have to get rid of him. I think he's just not only corrupt, I think he's very stupid, and he's not qualified for the job. I don't care if you go after what you go after or anything like that. I really don't. I think that you have to have somebody that's going to protect the United States. And right now, he's removing all the protections that the United States has. So what he's doing is he's making America very unsafe. Not great, unsafe. And that's something you have to look at. You know, and Americans, you know, we're going to have that ugly American title again. You can see it coming. All right, listen. I'm done for the day. Okay? It's hotter than you know what down here. I'm soaking wet right now, and it's only 10:30 in the morning. Okay, do me a favor, hit that bell, hit that subscribe button. Come on, hit the like. Let's get going. I need some support down here. Otherwise, I'll just fade away to nothing. All right, have a good day, everybody.